Hey, Rashawn, how are you?
I'm all right, Nikita. How you doing?
I'm good. How's everything going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
Just trying to make it to work.
Oh,
But I know I had to stop here first, so
yeah.
just after here, getting ready to go to work.
Okay, sounds good. So, how was your weekend?
It was pretty cool actually. Real interesting. Had school this weekend. Yeah, very, very interesting.
What did you learn?
Oh, corporate finance.
Oh, I know that was awesome. That was with Devaney, right?
No, that was with Professor Tompkins.
Okay.
And getting ready to do this Boeing case.
Oh, the infamous Boeing.
The infamous Boeing
Good
case.
luck.
Oh,
Good luck.
Man.
I think your wife is out of town too, right? Is she in Africa?
Yeah, she's in South Africa. She's actually in Cape Town, I believe now. Well, no, she's like an hour outside of Cape Town right now. She comes back on Wednesday.
Oh, so I bet you've been so sad this weekend alone.
No, just a lot of silence.
Really meditation and deep thinking time? Okay, good. Well, I hope she has safe travels coming back. So
thank you.
I know we called this meeting to have a coaching discussion about sort of some things that's going on at your AT&T corporate location. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me. What's going on?
All right, so, as you know, during our one-on-one that we had earlier this month that I explained to you in order to divide and conquer as far as performance-wise, that I broke up the entire store into 3 different teams based off of the assistant managers.
Right.
And how you are gauging me as far as performance-wise is gauging them and how they motivate their team to perform. And so 2 of the 3 teams are performing, where there is one particular team that just isn't performing. And that's where the issue is, because it's like I've done everything that I thought I can do to get this individual to be able to perform, but the team just isn't performing at all.
Well, yeah, thank you for making sure that you met the commitments you said you're going to do by dividing your team up, so that's good. And it seems to be working for 2 of your assistant managers. So I want to make sure that I'm clear. So the goal of this coaching session is to figure out a way to get that last team up to, is it minimum standards, high standards? What is the goal?
Well, to at least get that team up to the minimum standards of what the market requires.
Okay, so we got one team not performing, and you want to get them up and moving to the right, performing better. Okay, that sounds feasible enough. How will you know that you've achieved this goal of getting this last team to perform?
Well, the way that I would know that that I have achieved with getting the team to perform is by getting those 5 individuals off the bottom of our rankings and seeing that they're actually, and what I mean by, even if they are still on the bottom, if they're actually at least performance-wise, like their results are at least competitive with everyone else.
So give me an example of what that might look like.
Well, okay. So so one of the metrics is our protected revenue, and that team is averaging about, well, the market averages are about, let's say $6.50, and 2 of the 2 teams that are performing, they're above the market average at close to about $7, to where this one team, the team is averaging about $4.25. So how I would know that I'm successful in what I'm doing is when I see that team at least getting to the market average of $6.50.
Okay, yeah, that's significantly lower. $2. Wow. Okay, that makes sense. So let's talk about what's going on now. What are you seeing on the other 2 teams that are performing well, as opposed to what are you seeing with the team that's not doing so well?
Well, the ones that's not doing well, the one thing that I am seeing is just a lack of energy, motivation, motivating the team, and then also just documentation surrounding key behaviors.
Okay, so the team that's not performing well, there's a lack of energy, and then also that assistant manager is not documenting the things that are not going so well with that team. Yeah. Interesting. So what have you tried?
Well, I have had just one-on-one conversations with that individual to see where their mind is, see if they are inspired and engaged to actually continue in that position. And then also just giving them best practices, from some of my expectations and then what I've done actually as an assistant manager when I was in, their shoes to get me to where I am to being successful. And really, that's really all I've done so far.
Okay. So you've had a meeting with them. Have you told them, sort of your expectations?
Yeah, because I've had managers meeting with all of the managers, so they all know what the expectations are. It's just this one particular team just isn't performing.
Have you tried anything else?
Other than just having meetings with them, no.
Okay. So now let's brainstorm on some things that you can do now to get this last team up and running so that your overall store will look better. Where are you ranked right now?
Well, right now we're ranked 39th in the market.
Okay.
And those 5 individuals are really holding the entire store back. Okay,
so let's do some brainstorming. What could you do to help the assistant manager first, and then what could you do to help the team secondly?
Well, the one thing that I can do is show what right looks like, and then that way, I can show the assistant manager exactly like what I mean from the one-on-ones that we've had.
Okay.
So I can show him what right looks like.
In what sense? In what sense?
Like, for example, like coaching the team that they have that individual has.
Okay.
Like showing them the coaching part of it. Reset expectations with them. Some of them need to have those accountability conversations. So just showing them what all of that looks like. Like when I am meeting with the team, actually having that assistant manager with me to show him what it looks like, and then after we have that meeting on the sales floor, showing that assistant manager what it looks like to actually get the team to be in a high performing team, getting the buy-in. So then that way, after you show them what your expectations is, then your job will be a lot easier.
So that's a great point. So you're going to actually have your assistant managers basically shadow you and see what you're expecting out of him, so that moving forward, he's going to do it. Is that what I'm hearing you saying? Okay. So you mentioned documentation as well as the energy level of the team are the other causes for lack of execution. What are you going to do, or what are you going to try to do in order to help first, I guess, go with documentation, and then secondly, talk about how you're going to get the energy up on that particular team?
Well, as far as the documentation goes, just starting to have, I actually started, having weekly meetings with them to where they have to, I had a Word document created to where they have to actually send it to me the Saturday before we meet on that following Monday. So then that way I can see exactly what they're doing with their teams week over week. And then once they see that, I'm documenting the conversations that we're having, because I have to hold them accountable if they don't have the conversations and document it that way. So it's kind of like a trickle down effect to where if they see that, I'm documenting their actions, that they in return have to document their team's actions. Right,
that makes sense. Okay, so how about the energy?
Just leading by example. I mean, you can't teach energy, so you just have to have it. It's either you have it or you don't. So just showing the why behind the why on why it's important to have the energy, because a lot of times things that we do offer is not something that's easy, like home security and home automation. That's not an easy thing to sell to a customer. So if you don't have that high energy behind, if you don't bring that high energy to put behind your team, then they're not going to want to sell.
Have you run any contests?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've run contests before, but that team just never wins any of the contests because of the energy.
Okay, that makes sense. So what are and these are the three things I heard, and make sure I'm hearing this right. So you said you're going to start doing what right looks like, showing them, showing the assistant manager and the team what you expect out of them, doing side-by-side role plays, those type of things. I also heard that you said you're going to be documenting and making sure the energy is high, upbeat. I know you normally do music in the store, those type of things, so keeping that up. Is that what I'm hearing? So what are the advantages and disadvantages of those things?
Well, the advantages of, the music playing, the high energy, is making customers feel welcome when they walk in. The greeting alone, that 5 seconds from when the customer walks through the door to when they actually meet the rep means a whole lot of how the entire interaction is going to go. And then also just having the music playing is good for two things. One, it's like an icebreaker, depending on the song that's coming on, and then two, it's a good way of actually demoing the product to the customer. So, and then I forgot what the third thing you mentioned.
So you talk about side by side, and then the documentation.
So then that the advantages of the side by side selling is just expecting what you expect, inspecting what you expect, and then just having a coaching, like being able to coach to a real life situation after the fact.
Yeah.
So those are some of the advantages of that. The disadvantages. I can tell you some of the disadvantages I've seen inside the store as far as like the music playing. Sometimes they can tend to get carried away, and then sometimes the music can be a little too loud.
So how do you plan on overcoming that one disadvantage?
Well, just making sure that it's at the level of the volume is at an agreeable volume that's good for the customers and good for everyone at least to speak inside the store.
Right. That definitely makes sense. So is there anything you need to stop doing now in order to achieve the desired outcome?
Stop doing? Not really. I think it's just more of just maybe I should stop assuming that that particular assistant manager will right the ship on their own and start performing and just start getting more involved.
Good point. All right. So what I want you to do is recap to me your desired goal, what you wanted, and then how you're going to get there. And then we're going to follow up with a couple of last minute items as well.
Okay. Repeat it to me one more time.
So I want you to restate what is your desired goal.
Okay.
And then how you're going to get there.
Okay. So my desired goal is to get that bottom team to perform to the market standards.
Right.
And how I'm going to get there is by what we just discussed, the showing what right looks like to the assistant manager as far as when it comes to leading, and then doing the side-by-side selling with the individual sales consultants on the team to show them what the expectations are and what right looks like as well. And also just lead by example when it comes to like having the high energy inside the store.
Now, do you really believe that that's what you need to do to get to your desired outcome?
Other than just yes, yeah. I would say that those are the missing links.
Okay.
For that team.
Okay.
To perform.
So, because I know you have some hesitation, so give me a scale from a scale to 0 being you don't think that this action plan will actually get you there to a scale of 10. How confident are you that you are going to get the desired?
Well, I would say it's about a 9. Okay. I really believe that that's what's missing, but it does fall back on the leader of the team to actually get the buy-in on it. And if he doesn't get the buy-in, then that's just another path that we'd have to go down as far as documentation and holding that particular person accountable.
Absolutely. Okay. So what does the follow-up look like? What's going to happen next?
Well, what we're going to do is, now that we're meeting weekly, and after having this conversation, I actually have the meeting with them when I do go head to the store. Is just like having that check-in with them. If I see that that individual isn't bringing the high energy, just have that quick conversation with them to just get it back in the game.
Okay. What do you need my help with in order to make it happen?
Just keeping in contact with me.
Okay.
Making sure that I am sticking to this plan.
Okay.
To making sure that individual is successful.
Okay. So I will follow up with you in the beginning of April,
Okay.
and we'll see what's going on with that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Rashawn, for your time.
Not a problem.
I'm excited to see how the results come out. Okay.
Not a problem.
Have a great day.
You
Bye-bye.
too.